This is a consequential choice. So we've got to talk about something that frankly is painful because it matters. We can't just wish it away. And you know, a lot of his supporters don't like to hear this. I don't blame them. If I were supporting him, I wouldn't want to hear it either, to be honest. But I got to tell you, I learned way back in elementary school, and I learned it in Sunday school. You know, it's not okay to insult people. It's not okay. And look at what he does. He calls women ugly, disgusting, nasty all the time. He calls women pigs, rates bodies on a scale from 1 to 10. We just heard from Alicia. She was Miss Universe when Donald Trump owned the pageant. Well, he said she put on some weight, and it made him angry, so he called her Miss Piggy, called her Miss Housekeeping because she's a beautiful Latina. He brought a bunch of reporters to a gym to watch him order her around to exercise. Now, you know, he also said this is somebody who likes to eat. Well, I have to say, who doesn't like to eat? I mean, really, can we just stop for a minute and reflect on the absurdity of Donald Trump finding fault with Miss Universe? But you've got to ask, why does he do these things? Who acts like this? And I'll tell you who, a bully. That's who. And thankfully, Alicia refuses to let such a small person get her down. She knows that Donald Trump doesn't get to decide her value in her eyes and in the eyes of her family and her friends. But what about our girls? What about girls watching all this? What happens to their confidence, their sense of self-worth? If you've got a daughter, a granddaughter, a sister, a mother, a wife, a good friend, someone like this becoming president who insults more than half the population of the United States of America? And what about our boys? This is not someone we want them looking up to. You know, not so long ago, I was the mother of a teenage girl, and, you know, every day I tried to make sure that she knew she was smart and she was capable, and I'm doing the same thing with my granddaughter and my grandson. Because let's be honest here, the world has a way of telling our girls exactly the opposite. They don't look right, they're not thin enough, they don't act right. No one will like them unless they change their clothes or straighten their hair or stop being bossy or whatever the criticism might be, right? And I remember when Chelsea was a teenager, I would wait on the second floor of the White House in the long hall that's there for her to come home from school. And sometimes we only had a few minutes together, but before she'd run off to talk to her friends or do whatever she was planning to, I would figure out kind of how was the day. You know, we'd talk about what was on her mind. And that time together was really valuable to me as a parent. Because we parents, and I know there are a lot of parents here today, we work hard to give our kids a sense of confidence, to send them out into the world believing in their own value. And it really is important that we don't let anybody take that away from them. And we want them to be strong. We don't want them to feel bad about themselves. And we've got to work hard to make sure our boys, just like our girls, have that same sense of positive energy, not negative, not tearing people down, lifting people up, and respecting women. In fact, all of us should respect each other in our country. And so when I look at my granddaughter and my grandson, I am on the same mission. I want them to know they're loved, they're cared for, they're respected. I want them to develop a good work ethic. I believe in hard work, and I want them to go out and prove themselves in the world. But that's what I want for every child. I have spent my life doing everything I could to help kids and families. It will be the mission of my presidency. I will get up every day in the White House trying to figure out how can we knock down the barriers, overcome the challenges, so that people living here in Pasco County can get ahead and stay ahead. So I know there's work to be done. We can't do it with just words alone. We've got to do more to stop treatment about women being somehow objectified. And oh my gosh, when we heard that tape and we heard what he does to women, I'm not going to repeat it. But you know what Donald Trump was bragging about. Grabbing women, mistreating women. And I have to tell you, since that tape came out, 12 women have come forward to say what he said on that tape is what he did to me. And then we heard his response. What he does at his rallies is to go after those women all over again, insulting them. He said he couldn't possibly have said those things because the women weren't attractive enough to assault. Look at her, he said about one woman. I don't think so. About another, he said she wouldn't be my first choice. He's also on tape bragging with the radio personality Howard Stern about how he used to go backstage at his beauty pageants and he would barge in on women while they were getting dressed. He said he did that. He said he did that to inspect them. That was his word. And he said, I sort of got away with things like that. And sure enough, contestants have come forward to say, yes, that's exactly what he did to us. Now, as bad as that is, he didn't just do it at the Miss USA pageant or the Miss Universe pageant. He's also been accused of doing this at the Miss Teen USA pageant. Contestants say that Donald Trump came in to look at them when they were changing. Some of them were just 15 years old. We cannot hide from this. We've got to be willing to face it. This man wants to be president of the United States of America, and our wonderful First Lady, Michelle Obama, spoke for many of us when she said Donald Trump's words had shaken her to her core. For a lot of women who've gone through something like this in your lives, that's brought back painful memories. And for men who would never, ever talk or act like Donald, it's been shocking to see this. He tried to explain it away as locker room talk. Well, I'll tell you what. A lot of professional athletes stood up and said, not in our locker rooms. That does not happen. But I guess the bottom line is he thinks belittling women makes him a bigger man. And I don't think there's a woman anywhere who doesn't know what that feels like. He doesn't see us as full human beings with our own dreams, our own purposes, our own capabilities. And he has shown that clearly throughout this campaign. Well, he is very wrong. He is wrong about both the women and the men of this country. He has shown us who he is. Let us on Tuesday show him who we are. We can stand up for what we believe, what we want for our children and our grandchildren, what we know is right. And you can go down the list of everything he has said. He doesn't believe in equal pay. He thinks pregnancy is an inconvenience. He won't raise the minimum wage. And he said if he comes home and dinner is not on the table, he gets angry. Instead of supporting women who are out there supporting their families, he wants to make it even harder. Well, I have a message for him. We're going to fight for affordable child care. We are going to fight for equal pay for all people. We're going to fight for paid family leave. We're going to fight to make sure everybody gets rising wages in America. And that's important because so many people are still struggling, still working hard, raising a family, having a hard time getting all of their bills paid. And that's especially true for minimum wage workers, who 2/3 of whom are women. So we've got work to do, my friends. I'm excited because I know we can do this. And I will stand up and I will fight for you. I will work for you. I will give my heart to this mission of making our country all it should be. Because instead of Donald Trump's dangerous and divisive vision, mine is positive, optimistic, hopeful, and unifying.